What's up, guys? We're gonna roll beats, and today I want to be showing you guys how to be creative when arranging your loops. If you guys haven't subbed already or turn post on these on, make sure you do so because it does happen a lot. Let's hop right into it. So just a quick update. I'm gonna be upping the skill a little bit. I've been kind of holding back this past year just because I want to make sure at least the people that are subbed to me, at least they know how to, at the very least, make a chord like this without scales, without help. So if you can't do this yet, right? It doesn't have to be the best chord progression in the world, but if you can't, if you don't understand, if you can't read, if you can't tell me what chord this is by itself right here, then you need to go back and just kind of rewatch some of the videos, or I don't know, take a course somewhere, do something so that you can know how to do this, right? And don't worry, I'm gonna still make it beginner friendly, but I do want to start doing more like just better melodies and stuff. Okay, just sprinkle some here and there. All right, so that's just the only thing that's going to change. All right, so first thing, I just want to go over the difference between the loops and samples and stuff. All right, so I just want to explain the big three. So first we have loops. Now I'm going to generally speak about this, right? If we take 1,000,000 loops or beats or whatever, this is generally what the loop would look like. Now, loop technically is a chop from a sample, right? It's a loop, okay? Or just in that form. So that's why you see a pattern here, okay? You see it's a pattern. Usually there isn't too much going on. You know, it'll be some stuff in here, right? That's why I said this is general. This is just like the super dumbed down version of it, right? But this is typically something you'll be able to recognize a pattern, like looping back, right? You can recognize like a loop, right? So that's the loop. So now what we're gonna do is go over to the sample, and you'll instantly notice that the sample is a lot longer than the loop, right? And that's because the loop is a chopped piece of the sample. Now the sample, in my opinion, would have more structure, right? And these are most common anyway. You have your intro, right? You have like a hook part, maybe a verse, and then maybe like, you know, they have pre-choruses and the outro parts, but it has structure. So like you could take a sample, put it down, and literally just put drums down, right? And it may even have some automation, right? And there may be effects and stuff, but we'll talk about that later. All right, so that's what a sample will look like, a lot longer, maybe about 45 to a minute long, right? So now we have the God tier, which is a composition. Okay, so there's underlying structure, but usually when people make these, they're not really thinking about that. They just trying to make it sound as interesting as possible. You can see the big difference between the loop and the sample in this, right? And this is what we're gonna go over in this video. But there's usually a lot more automation clips, right? There's usually like vocals and all type, and usually when people make these, they're using hardware, right? They're actually playing the stuff, or they're recording it live to make it sound as good as they can, right? Because that's the point. With this, you can pick out parts and loop it. You can even sample it, right? And that's what you're supposed to do with these. Really, it's supposed to sound like super realistic, super interesting, so you can like take parts and chop it, right? And you can see like there's stuff being chopped out. Right, you're pretty much playing with the melodies, right? And I'll just play this to show you what I'm talking about. Right, nothing crazy, but I'm just trying to show you what I mean with the compositions, right? So that's the big three. So now what I want to do is actually show you how to make these and throw effects. Okay, so I want to take a different route and show you how to actually be creative. Because I could just sit here and be like, okay, this is how you arrange the loops or the samples, which I pretty much showed in the last part already, because I just mapped it out for you. All right, okay, just take this out for the intro, then the hook, do this, and just take a few sounds out, boom, 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 and then just take a few sounds so it's a low energy for the verse. Do 16 bars, 8 bars, whatever, right? And then do a outro or something like that, right? Simple as that, right? I could do 1,000,000 videos like that, but what I want to show you is how to be creative. Okay, like what do you got to think about? So basically, and if you're somebody, you're like, oh, I'm not creative, I don't have talent, or blah blah blah. Look, this same feeling I'm about to show you is the same feeling you should get when you hear something you don't like. Okay, so I'm about to do something. Okay, you see, yep, it's not on the grid. Oh snap, you know, look at that. Oh wait, the VSTs aren't lining up. That's probably bothering, if you're a producer, that's probably bothering you. Okay, most likely that's bothering you. So that same feeling you just got from this being off the grid, right? Just being not lined up on the grid is the same feeling you should get when you hear a trash melody or you hear a part you don't like. That's your creativity, because it's not like how you would do it, right? Just like when somebody makes a melody and they hit the wrong note, you're like, bro, go back up. That I like that note, you know. Come on, I've seen videos. I know how it is. So look, you drag these out. We're just gonna do 16 bars, okay? Because I don't want this video to be super long. So there's two ways. You could connect the dots and basically just connecting melodies that you think work well together. So if I did this one, so as this is going down, I'm gonna pick a melody that has a note that's kind of like down, right? And you could go in and look at the notes if you want, but I don't do that. So I'm gonna just mute it. You see how they kind of connect a little bit, and you add the bass in. Right, you just want to play them off of one another, okay? So we just keep this going, but the second way would just to create a spark, and I call it the spark is because it'll just spark your creativity or just an idea, okay? It'll give you something to start with. So in each layer, you just delete one. You could delete that one, and maybe we could just delete maybe two more. Okay, so now what you want to do is you can, let's say, you could pick one, and I'm trying to pick ones that are good. Pick this one, maybe this one. And what you want to do is cut them in half, right? And we're building a composition. Now, this is not how compositions are usually built. Most of the time, people record them live or with like actual hardware, but we're just doing it like the dumb way, okay? Right? So maybe take this one. Let's see, what else can we mess with? Take this. No, we want to keep that one. Take this, maybe this, and then we could go the other way with it, okay? And then you could do other stuff, like in the last one, we can cut this. Oh wait, maybe do it like this. Let's bring it back. Do something like that, right? You just do stuff like that, okay? So now we have a spark. This is something that's a little interesting to listen to, right? And so now you can pick out what you like and don't like when you listen to it. So I want some energy to be lost right here. Don't know what. So I'm gonna just automatically choose these chords up here and see how that looks or sounds. So some right here I want to change, right? So I want to take this out, and maybe we could try taking the bass out for once and this. See how that sounds? And I'm getting tired of that melody. Okay, so that's pretty much what you would do. So that's just how you kind of stay creative, right? Remember, you can combine, you can combine these notes, right? And this is, like I said, it's a dumb way of doing it. It's not really, we're not really even thinking. We're just kind of looking and seeing like how they connect right on the surface. On the yeah, so on the surface. So yeah, that's it for this part, right? That's pretty much, oh snap, that's pretty much how you be creative and how you would go about doing it. So now I want to show you how to add automations, right, as if you were using like an analog gear or something. All right, so what I'm gonna be doing is showing you a little hack with automation clips, and what this is gonna do is pretty much mimic analog gear. So you know how people playing a MIDI, right, or like a synth, and they're like messing with the knobs? We're gonna mimic that, but in FL. So I have this set up. We're just gonna do 3 of these. So first thing to note is whichever one you're clicked on is where the automation will record. So if you want to record on track 1, just you gotta click the actual melody that you want to automate. So now next thing, I like to turn on countdown, and then up here you right click automation. So now let's take one of these effects and let's do the EQ. Okay, and I'll make this a little bit larger. Now we can start recording. So let's just get prepared. I'm gonna take some of this bass out. Okay, you can see the power of this. Like, this is super powerful. So let's do one more. We could throw some reverb on one of these. All right, and I'll have them marked so you can see which ones I'm actually messing with. So now you want this to record on this, so you make sure you click on the same one that you want to actually put the automation on. So once again, with the record feature, we can mess with the wetness of it. So you can actually record the knobs. That's why I say you can record. People say you can't automate in FL like others, but you can. It's even better in my opinion. So play it. And you see how we're automating a bunch of clips. You can go even further if you want. Okay, so now let's do the last one, and we can maybe, let's do some delay because we can really hear the delay. Put this on this one. And this one's a little weird because the sound that I chose, but I'm gonna try to make it so that you can hear the difference. So let's just set this up and let's count down, and we just do the timing. There we go. Yeah, you see how like everything is meshing well together now. And I forgot to change the track, so don't do that same mistake I just did. But I guess we could just record it. Well, now we good. So here's the tracks, and I'll just show you the delay moving. Turn it off. All right, and that's pretty much it. That's all I really want to show you guys in this video. So I hope this was helpful. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if y'all new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.